Hello, I'm Fred Dengler, co-founder of the Mikal Corporation, and I'd like to take a couple of minutes here to show you some of the reports that we have in our system. First thing that comes up when you go in our system is our splash screen, and Splash gives you a lot of information graphically. Your top 10 clients in the last 30 days, products you need to reorder, employee information, all kinds of analysis. If you want to see more information, though, you can click on one of those, and these are your top customers in the last 30 days. If I print the report right here, it'll show me your customer ranking report. So these are your top customers in total purchases, service purchases, retail, average ticket, number of visits. Now, one thing I need to tell you is these different options are only available if you have a high enough access level. So top 10 clients might not be available to a service provider or to a receptionist unless you give them access. Products to reorder, I can take a look at it right on the screen, or I can print a report that tells me what I need to reorder. Top 5 employees, I can go to this and look at who my top 5 people were in the last 30 days in total sales and average ticket. Or if I want more detail, I print the report and I can look at all of my service providers, what their total sales are in ranking, service, retail, average ticket, average service ticket, average retail ticket, number of sales transactions, and number of requests that they've had. So I can see who's first, second, third, fourth, fifth in each one of these categories, and then I've got grand totals for the salon or spa down at the bottom of the page. Great information when you're trying to work with different service providers. In fact, one thing I found is if you take a look at the bottom people down here, and those are the ones you really spend the time working on, that by helping their sales increase, it'll raise everyone's sales. It's kind of like, the tide raises all the boats. And it's right here at your fingertips. Customer demographics, I can look at what my top zip code is and my top 5 zip codes actually when I run the report. Sales analysis, I can look at what I'm doing in all of my different service and retail categories. If I want to run a report, it won't just show me what I'm doing in the last 30 days. It'll show me in every category, like in cutting, what I'm doing this week, last week, this month, last month, this quarter, last quarter, this year, and last year. So it gives us a trend analysis, like my average cut ticket. If you take a look at this, this year it's $71.28. Last quarter, not very good, $27.65. Must have been running a heck of a haircut special that quarter. Then this quarter we're at $114.90, but it trends across. And the important thing is, from last year to this year, and from last quarter to this quarter, is your average ticket growing in every category or not? In cutting, coloring, whatever categories you want. All the categories are user definable. You get the same information on your service and your retail categories. So I can look at down here, what I'm doing in retail, what I'm doing in services. All of it's available for me at the touch of a button right from my splash screen. Don't have to go into any reports menu. Don't have to sort through 200 different reports to figure out what I want to run. It's right there. If I want to look at my employee sales, this shows me for each one of my employees what their slice of the pie is worth to the business. And I can run a report too that will show me the numbers on that as well. So what each person is doing in each category, what their total services are, retail, special sales, that's gift cards, gift certificates, packages, because we track those as well, and then what their total sales are down here at the right side of the screen. So I'm looking at that before I've even gotten into my system if I've got the access level to do it. So this is a nice reminder or benchmark of how you're doing daily right when you log in to do business every day. So I'm going to continue on into Mikal 7 and just to do a couple of things, and I don't want to add a quick appointment there. If I go into my time clock, now why should everybody clock in and out? Well, the main reason why I like it is because I can go right to this screen and see exactly where everyone is. Are they in for the day? Are they out for lunch? Do they have an excused or unexcused absence? And I can dial in from any place and also look at this information. I don't have to actually be at the salon to look at this. The other reports that you can get from the time clock, one is the daily sales time analysis. You can look at this for each operator, and they can also look at this when they clock out, and it'll show their customer counts that they did in customers, requests, new customers, how many rebooks they did, and how much they did in rebooked business, so what their future bookings are going to be, what their per customer average ticket is, what their dollars per hour is, final service. One of the things I really like about this, and you can run a report on this as well for each person, is what their new services, the numbers and dollars that they've done, and what their new retail was for the day. So on a daily basis, they can see, are they adding new services, are they adding new retail, or are they just basically treading water, doing the same thing every day? It's all available whenever you want to take a look at that in the time clock system. Also in the time clock system, you've got all of your time clock reports. You've got summary time clock, you've got statistics, you've got detailed time clock history. You've also got assistant time reports. If you track assistants back to service providers and actually have the service providers share in the compensation of the assistants, the time clock will track all of that for you, take care of that for you. So let me just run the summary report here so you can take a look at it. And this will show you for each person the date, their hours, their productive time, non-productive time, if they had any excused or non-excused absence time, and then whether they've clocked out for the day or not for that day. So those are the time clock reports. If I go in under staff, I can take a look here at, this is the staff information screen, and I can take a look, just as example, we looked at the performance report and the ranking report back on the splash screen, but I can also look at trend analysis. And trend reporting, what that's going to do is show you what each person is doing, just like the overall salon or spa. Here's Donna's business, what her cutting, coloring, conditioning sales are, week, last week, month, last month, quarter, last quarter, year, last year, what her average ticket is in every category. Is it growing, or is it just staying the same, or is it falling behind, what her number of services are in every category, and then what her percentage of service and retail is. So in hair color, her percentage of service sales week to date is 16%, but last week it was 58% of her sales. Last month it was 60%. So you can see if they're matching up and syncing up with what the Salon and Spa Trend Analysis report is giving you. And you can see trend analysis and share that with your staff members. And I'll tell you, information really is power. If you've got information on these different areas and somebody asks you a question, you can go right to these reports and in the touch of a button know exactly what's going on. I'll give you an example of that. I had one of our salon owners that called me up and said that they had somebody come into their office and was talking to him and said, you know, I'm just not doing the sales volume that I was doing last year, and I don't know why. And so they ran this trend analysis report, and what they found out was that they'd had a falling off of the number of customers that they were doing. And so what they did was they cranked up the system, did an email mass market email blast, and also did a text blast to all of the service providers' customers that hadn't been in the last 6 months, offering them a special. Customer count went up. Average ticket went down a little bit while they took advantage of the special, but because of rebookings, within 90 days, not only were their sales up, but their customer counts were up because they were able to react to that problem. So that's the kind of information you can get on the staffing. And this is just from the GUI system. If you want full payroll analysis, ladder commissions, all that, I can show you those things in our admin part of our software as well. But these are the quick available things right here, right when you're busy doing business and you have a question, or a service provider walks up to you and says, what about this or what about that? Or your sales rep walks in and says, I need to get a shortage report from you so I know what to reorder. You can go right here into the inventory, run your shortage report, run a sales report to see what's hot and what's not hot, run a cost report to see if your cost of goods is in line. All those things are available here without going into our deeper administration program and look at the reports that are in there. Point of sale system also has reports that I think are really good management reports as well. Let me say okay to that and start our day. This is our sales transaction screen, but I can get an after the fact tip report. I can get our daily tip reports by stylists so they can tip out automatically. I can also get transaction lists by stylist or transaction lists by pay type, so I can make sure my drawer balances. I can do a balance at midday, make sure everything's on track. I can also get my cash out report, which will tell me, did I balance at the end of the day? And in here I put in my cash, my checks, count everything up, Say OK to that. And then it'll go in and show me my physical count versus my computer count, whether I'm over or under, and also show me, I went a little too far there, also show me what I did in total sales, service sales, payouts, refunds, and voids. All of that's available, literally at the touch of a button. Amazing information is right at your fingertips with our system. A couple of other things while I'm on this screen, I have access to other reports that I think are really neat reports. You can print your work tickets right from here. You can either have work tickets or travelers for each customer that are coming in, for each service provider, or they can have the work ticket information, the traveler information, right on their smartphones, the customer's personal information, buying history, services for the day. They can even rebook their customers on their smartphone before they even come up to pay at the front desk. Now, the smartphone is strictly a tool or a peripheral. It doesn't store any data. Nothing's kept on that smartphone as far as your customer information or salon information. It's strictly access to the areas that you give your service providers access to. You can also run a confirmation listing, and this will print the confirmations that you need to make for unconfirmed customers only. That means if we haven't confirmed them with our automatic email and text message confirmations or with our partners like Demand Force confirmations, you can run this and then do the final cleanup on those confirmations that need to be done with a phone call. Last report I want to show you here is the daily action report. And I'm not going to say you're going to use all these reports all the time, but maybe all you want at first is to have it figure your payroll in seconds at the end of the week, tell you what you need to reorder, and handle your sales tax every month. It can do that without any problems at all. But as you grow in the system, you're going to want more and more information, and we've got it here for you. The daily action report will show you for any day, for the customers that are coming in, if it's their birthday week, if they're a new customer, the reason why they came in, if they're a high roller, if they've developed a lot of points in your system. Our system has a customer loyalty or points program that you can administer. It's all internal. You don't pay any third-party company for tracking the points or points cards or any of that. And it really helps juice the business. If they're overdue on AR or memberships, if they've got open gift certificates, what they've done in service sales, retail sales, and if they're a multiple appointment customer. So this is kind of like your hit list of when the people are coming in that day, what do you need to know about them? The neat thing about this too is on our check-in screen, when these different people check in, it's going to automatically pop up and show you any of these things that they've qualified for. So you also know this at booking time, at check-in time, and at point of sale time. You don't have to look at this report, but it's here for you if you want it. So that's an example of just some of the reports that the system gives you. We've got many, many more. We can really match any kind of report, payroll, sales report, K report, Aveda report, summit requirements, strategy requirements, any of those kind of reports that you need for your consultants or coaches. We can match the data for you. Give us a call, 513-528-5100 or 800-448-5420. And again, I'm Fred Dengler, co-founder of the Mikal Corporation, and thank you for your time today.